we have finally reached the end of The Devil is a Part-Timer Season 2. With these last 2 episodes, I will basically review and summarize what happens, because honestly, this is quite an interesting conclusion to this whole season. So let's get started. Okay, episode 23. What can I say? But just the start of it is quite literally Susanoo and Albert are right on the mark. They arrive right where the Emperor Unifier is located, only for it to be a dud, and the one there was actually Emmy's dad. And then Gabriel comes in, because obviously they're way too close to the mark, and basically sends them off towards some other place. This shows that, yeah, they're pretty much a threat, and Gabriel did not want it that, so they're not going to be able to help Emmy in this situation. However, as they're doing that, Emmy's forces finally arrive and start their fight. Emmy and Alciel talk for a bit. Basically, both of them understand the situation. If they don't fight with everything they got, then for one, the Angels will not be happy and they will move Emmy's dad to some other location. And that's under the assumption that Emmy doesn't even try to go and save her dad, because she realizes, thanks to Alciel, that yeah, her dad's there. And if there's indication that she knows, they're just gonna move him. So obviously they have to play the part of demon versus hero. Which, I mean, it's pretty cool seeing Alciel in action. It's so rare seeing him in action, since most of the time he either is not doing much or he doesn't have the necessary abilities to. But whenever we do see him in action, it's always a treat. So we get quite a few awesome battles between the two, though they're both counting on Mao to eventually arrive, which, I mean, he's with his Sapphire. Both of them kind of just talking about the stuff related to how their fusion between the Sapphire work, but eventually they use the vehicles to get to the battlefield, which, I mean, it does draw a lot of attention. The Angels are sort of aware that Emmy is not using Alice Ramos, so she's definitely holding back. Which, I mean, that's a problem, because if they know that she's holding back, then that kind of puts their little scheming into a problem. Though, that's the least of their concerns, since they already knew that Mal was going to eventually arrive. So, when he does arrive, he literally just beeps at everyone, trying to basically tell everyone to get out of the way. And those who don't are just going to get attacked. Though the one thing that caught me off guard was why this scene. Just why? Anyway, before any of this though, just a little before, we do have Susanoo and Albert basically arrive somewhere, an important building. So their part of the story is not done yet. It's not like they were sent off to a place where they're gonna be useless. No, they have something in mind. While they're taking care of that, Mao finally gets some magic back and saves Emmy's dad, which obviously halts Emmy and Alciel's fight. Mao is reunited with Alice Ramos and with Emmy, and then Alice Ramos is finally with her little sister, which is such a wholesome scene. And then we have the whole Emmy apology stuff, which, I mean, one thing that's interesting is how Mao is taking it. He is definitely not sure how to handle that. Either that, or he doesn't really know how to react, because this is not a normal reaction from Emmy, which does make him worry. But before anything positive can remain, we obviously have these jackasses standing high above, just ready to cause these guys trouble. So that's how this episode ends, with just the 3 Angels lurking down at 2 Sapphires, at the Devil King, Alciel, and Emmy. So for this episode, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. Like, this is a good action episode, as well as the tensity of whether Mao is gonna succeed or not. We know he will, but it's just still the emotions that emits. For the final episode, we have Mao and Alciel fighting against Gabriel and his pals, with Emmy sitting this one out since Mao wants her to protect her father, which makes sense. The fighting, in terms of quality, is okay. Nothing too spectacle, if you ask me. However, it is still nice seeing these two fight against any opponent, really. While the fighting is going on, Susanoo and Albert manage to save Emerada from her situation, and this leads into Susanoo managing to return back into the battlefield, only to literally give Mao an earful and scold him for the quite large mess he made, which is funny, honestly. Just a bunch of fucking soldiers knocked the hell out. Anyway, while he's being scolded, he is still holding his own in a fight. Hell, he managed to land an impressive kick to this pathetic Afro Angel, which kind of shows how Mao, even though he's not really full power at this point, is holding his own. Like, if he was in his true form, I can guarantee you these three would be fucked no matter what they did. Anyway, aside from that, Susanoo does ask what happened to the Emperor Unifier, to which Alciel answers this by saying that one of the demons is heading her way. This specific demon was one Susanoo had fought before in a previous episode. So as these two enemies reunite, the Emperor Unifier is out in the open, which gives the angels the chance to quickly summon their forces to capture it. Though what they didn't expect was for Susanoo and this demon both combining their strength and skills to basically be enough to push off any angel soldier that tried to take the Emperor Unifier. Anyway, during this whole confrontation stuff, Asiath does something that causes Emmy to be taken aback, because, personal space, though proves useful as they're able to find a shard of Yusod that's within Alciel's armor. Emmy frees this shard and gives it to Mao, with Gabriel noticing and quickly attempting to stop this, only to fail miserably. And since he wasn't able to stop Emmy from giving the shard to Mao, this shard that's infused with a lot of magic properties was able to help Asiath with her situation of kind of unable to fuse properly with Mao, but now they're able to fuse. So when she does tap her forehead with Mao's almost looking like they're about to kiss, Emmy kind of just was blushing and kind of caught off guard by it. Do I hint at jealousy, Emmy? Anyway, not the point. So this basically allows Mao to power up and be strong enough to wield as Seeth and start giving hell to all three angels. And while that's going on, Susanoo convinces the knights, with the help of the Emperor Unifier, that they should be turning their swords towards Gabriel, as they are basically the enemy. Really, this all culminates to just them turning on Olbart and capturing him. Which, good riddance to this fucker. Genuinely, this old man is finally getting what he deserves. While they capture Olbart and finally he's gonna get arrested and all, the two angels that are the most annoying ones. Gabriel is whatever, like he's just a chill bro who has to fight. The Afro acts fucking tough and gets his ass whooped. The annoying one that just keeps repeating "kill Satan," which gets annoying after a while, gets his ass whooped. Like, these two get their asses whooped and leave. After talking big shit, they get their asses whooped. So they escape. Mao captures Gabriel, and they manage to all go back to Japan as the conflict has finally ended. Though before heading to Japan, it is worth noting that Emmy and Mao do have a talk, to which Mao tries to take away Emmy's guilt of her killing demons by saying that she had a job to do, just as he had a job as a demon king. So trying to help ease her guilt, he pats her shoulder and says that their relationship hasn't changed at all, meaning that they are in good terms. But something to note is that Emmy was messing with her hair in a very odd but subtle way. That, she clearly loves Mao. I just wanted to point that out before heading into the end of the episode, because in Japan, we have the landlord lady wanting Gabriel for some reason, and Emmy reuniting with both Chiho and Rika. With Chiho, it's short and sweet, because, Chiho was worried and all, and now she got to see that her friends made it all alive. With Rika, it is nice seeing that their friendship has grown strong. with the revelation that Emmy's fired from her job, since she was gone for a month with no call or anything. So honestly, the job's not really at fault, and it would happen in real life anyway. It's understandable, though it does suck for Emmy. Though what doesn't suck is Emmy's dad waking up. So finally, father and daughter have been reunited. So even though Emmy lost her job, she got her father back. So we end the episode with everyone eating together, representing that they have basically surpassed all of the hardship this season had to throw towards them. So overall, this was a nice way to end the season.